We're going British.
Okay.
We're gonna do Doctor Who.
All right, I'll make fish fingers and custard.
That is perfect.
Who's coming over?
Javi Grillo-Marxauch.
Sounds great, but none of that really explains the marks on your arms.
Inspired by our love of science fiction, we're cooking up sci-fi food that looks authentic and tastes delicious. This is Sci-Fine dining.
Ed, Jodie, Javi, I woke up with an inexplicable craving for fish fingers and custard.
Are you a Doctor Who fan?
Exterminate, exterminate, Daleks? Yeah? No, we're okay.
That's a big Doctor Who fan.
So you know, fish fingers and custard are the 11th Doctor's favorite food, right?
That's kind of what we were going for.
What is
You're not making beans, are you?
No
beans. Beans are evil.
Yeah, okay. There we go. I was gonna, cause
So-
I was gonna ask you if you knew what his last.
Sorry, okay. Anyway,
Would you like a drink?
I would love a drink, thank you.
We are drinking a sonic screwdriver.
Sonic screwdriver.
I know it's actually like a physical device.
It is.
But
it's named after a drink already.
Screwdriver.
Okay, so anyway, yes.
Maybe if you point that right at the glass, you could just make it automatically.
It doesn't need to do that.
So in this sonic screwdriver, we're gonna do vodka blue curacao, which I just spilled everywhere.
Wow. Are those glasses bigger on the inside?
Yeah, just like a TARDIS.
Huh? Come on, hello. Okay. Very cool.
And a little bit of Grand Marnier as well.
Ooh, Grand Marnier. Not like the ordinary Marnier, but Grand Marnier. That's fantastic.
The screwdriver kind of switches colors between blue and green.
Ooh.
So we got blue right now.
Yeah, it actually,
Blue,
you know.
and then let's add our orange in.
Orange juice.
Now, is it gonna be like one of those multi-level drinks where like it's got all sorts of like all sorts of.
we're
Oh,
not
look at
that
that.
I wish we could be that cool. We're not floating anything on the top of this one.
This looks like cloud effects from the Tom Baker era. You know, when they'd be on a planet and there'd be like weird swirling clouds and stuff like that.
Okay, with Tom
Very
Baker
cool.
era, which Doctor was that?
He's the fourth Doctor. Tom
Fourth
Baker,
Doctor.
yes.
Dear
yes.
God, see, I know some of the new Doctors. I do not know the classic ones.
You know, well, you know, like I grew up watching the classic
screwdriver.
Doctor. Oh, thank you.
You gotta make it nice and sonic.
Little sparkling water, huh?
So this is orange flavored sparkling water. You can get it at any grocery store.
I mean, finer grocery stores. Not just like, you know, come on.
Yeah.
You got the Grand Marnier, you gotta like step it up. Here we go, thank you.
Now we
All
can
right.
drink them.
Oh, here we go. This looks really good. Here,
All right.
cheers.
To Doctor Who?
To Doctor Who. That is a tasty beverage.
Do you have a favorite Doctor?
Yeah, I like the third Doctor, John Pertwee.
Man, wow.
Because it's so much fun to say Pertwee. You know, it's kind of like the best thing ever, you know? But no,
Do you own a costume?
I actually have dressed as the third Doctor for the Gallifrey 1
that
convention.
doesn't surprise me somehow.
Nor should it. No, actually, I have two Doctor Who costumes at home. One of them is the third Doctor. The other one is the Rowan Atkinson Doctor from Curse of Fatal Death.
Wait. So you have a costume of the Rowan Atkinson spoof of Doctor Who.
Which was written by Stephen Moffat for British Comic Relief. And actually, he wasn't the only Doctor who played the Doctor in that. There was also Hugh Grant, Jim Broadbent, Joanna Lumley, because he kept dying and regenerating. So
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. It's on YouTube.
Javi, if I could put you to work, I would love
yeah, sure.
if you could squeeze those lemons for me today so I could get started on the holidays.
All right, I would squeeze these lemons, but I think the Cybermen have been here.
Where did you even
no.
get those guys?
They assimilated me.
They assimilated you?
Well, that's actually more like the
Should
Borg.
we call you
I
a
think
toaster?
Oh, wow! We got Star Trek. We
Star
got
Trek,
Galactica. We got
Battlestar,
Doctor
yeah.
Who. Yeah, it's fantastic. No, the Cybermen upgrade you. Actually, you get upgraded. So you want me to squeeze these lemons?
Yes, just 2 of them will be enough.
You know, these make me feel kind of like a Tom Baker era villain? From Doctor Who. Yeah, it's like okay, sorry.
No, all good.
Yeah.
And Jodie, so if you could cut those kind of in half, and start making fish fingers out of them.
It's like we're having our own little Santaran experiment here. Sorry, little fourth Doctor humor. I apologize.
You are sadly way over my head. I'm sorry.
So you basically like so you're kind of a child of the new Doctor Who generation. You're all Matt Smith and Tennant.
Mostly Matt Smith, a little bit of David Tennant. Yeah.
Kind of depends on when you get into it.
I normally like the classics of things. I mean, I love classic Star Trek and stuff.
Yeah.
But Doctor Who, I just didn't get into.
Well, the classic Doctor Who's are a little. I mean, they're of a whole other generation. Like they flip between film and video. You know, like I mean, they're very. It kind of takes a little bit of training of yourself to watch them. You know, it's a little bit
Isn't
different.
that just British television in general?
Well, yeah, but it's not like our television here in America. I mean,
That's
it's like
the
you watch it
thing,
and you
they
kind of go like,
are-
what the hell, you know? It's first it's a soap, then it's a movie, then it's a soap again, then it's a movie, then it's a soap. You don't know what you're watching.
No, I totally agree. So custard is normally sweet.
Yes,
I mean, in the scene, the whole idea that he's dipping savory, the frozen fish fingers into sweet box custard.
Yes.
But it's close enough, and it has the right look that I'm gonna make a hollandaise sauce.
So it's like an illegal alien custard. It's,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
it's like just getting under the border of custardness.
We met on the set of I think it was Reverse Parthenogenesis, right?
That's right. Yes, I made a short film called Reverse Parthenogenesis with Ember Benson from Buffy and
Adam Bush.
and Adam Bush. Yes,
I think that's when I finally convinced Jodie that I was actually catering on sets that were like
Yeah.
legitimate.
Yeah, he comes home and he's like, yeah, there's this guy, Adam Bush. And I was like, Buffy! He was just like, who?
Yeah, but we did that, and then you worked on
Minotaur.
Minotaur,
Which
yes.
is your most recent short
Yes,
film.
both available on the YouTube. And what I tried to do was give them really easy to spell names so that they're really easy to find on YouTube. That was Reverse Parthenogenesis.
Minotaur,
yeah.
I hope people can spell.
I hope
I'm a little
so, too.
sad for the
I hope
world
so,
if
too.
people
Yeah,
can't spell
yeah,
Minotaur.
No, a little bit. That's true.
But I actually can't spell Reverse Parthenogenesis. I can
Nobody
barely
can,
pronounce
nobody can,
Reverse
yeah.
Parthenogenesis. Okay, now you're drinking the melted
Is
butter.
that, it's tasty and delightful. It's very good.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pure butter.
Yeah.
I think it's now tainted, so we need
It's
some
tainted? Well, I'd better get some new butter. Hold on a second.
I don't have any idea what's happening.
Well, I'm back from the butter vault, and here's a new
back.
thing of melted butter. Right, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, not contaminated.
Very impressive.
Yes, that's quite good, actually. Okay, so it's because it's from the butter vault.
Thanks for that.
It's bigger on the inside. You know, Peter Davidson, he was actually the doctor that David Tennant grew up with. So they did a little thing where Peter Davidson's doctor shows up in the TARDIS and they sort of chat a little bit and, you know, they kind of make fun of how Davidson has filled out a little bit in the years since he was the doctor. Not that much, actually. He looks pretty good. I actually met Peter Davidson at a Doctor Who convention. It was very nice. But what happened was I was actually wearing the costume like the Master from the Pertwee years. I was actually wearing a Nehru jacket and the Van Dyke goatee and the hair and all of that. And somebody was introducing me to him and he couldn't see me. So he was like standing there and then the person introduced me. He's like, oh, you have to meet this guy. He worked on Lost. He's an Emmy Award winning writer, blah, 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 yada, yada. And then he turns around and I'm like in this costume with like my little, tissue, degenerator and then the Master. And I'm like, hi, I'm a huge nerd. And he broke into laughter and I had my photo taken. It was very nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't think he believed that I was actually a writer of network television.
So what shows have you worked on? I know you worked on Lost and you get a lot about that, but what else have you worked on?
Actually, my first show was Sequest 2032.
I knew, yes.
Yes,
That is
yes.
my childhood.
I can imagine. It is. Many people tell me how much they love Sequest.
Right.
But then I worked on Charmed.
worked
I
on
worked on The
Charmed.
Pretender.
I actually didn't know. I knew you worked on The Pretender. I didn't know about
I
Charmed.
drove by the Charmed house all the time in San Francisco.
Oh yeah, she was a Warner Brothers tour guide. For,
No, in San Francisco, the actual
Oh,
house,
oh,
like the
yes, yes.
exterior.
Whatever are you doing with that fish finger?
Well, I'm flouring the fish fingers that Jodie cut earlier. I'm dipping them into an egg wash, and then I'm going to bread them with the panko bread that we have here. And then I'm going to deep fry them in batches so that we get fish fingers.
So I actually have a very personal connection to Doctor Who that I didn't mention earlier, which is that my very first pilot that I produced in the mid '90s was directed by Jeffrey Sachs, who directed the Doctor Who movie for Fox with the Eighth Doctor.
Who's the Eighth Doctor?
Well, Paul McGann is the Eighth Doctor.
Okay.
And he actually was actually only in one. Well, actually, he's been doing radio dramas for Big Finish in England as the Eighth Doctor. They have a whole sort of history for that character, but he was only in movies once and TV once, which was a TV movie that was made for the Fox network, in which Eric Roberts played the Master.
Eric
So
Roberts.
yes, and the year that I dressed up as the third Doctor for the Doctor Who convention, they had that cast at the Doctor Who convention. I remember walking into the men's room in my whole third Doctor costume, and Eric Roberts looked at me like I was a freak, and I'm like, dude, consider the venue, really? It was horrific.
We have gotten this far through the episode, and we haven't talked about the Middleman, which has definitely got its own huge cult following. And that's your own baby.
Yes, it is. It is in fact my own hobbled mutant dwarf child. No, I love the Middleman. It's actually, it's funny that I should be here talking to you about Doctor Who themed food because, in a lot of ways, I've seen so much Doctor Who just over my lifetime that Middleman was kind of like my attempt at doing an American version of Doctor Who,
okay.
I mean, not to really rip off Doctor Who, but to kind of do something with the spirit of Doctor Who and that you kind of had some of the fun and the humor and the sci-fi. It wound up being a lot funnier than Doctor Who. and a lot less serious. But it was an idea to do kind of a sci-fi show where you had a franchise where you could basically have 13 different people play the lead actor before you had to explain why that was happening. So. Look at that. That looks delightful. That looks just like it did in Amy Pond's kitchen.
Oh, that's the hope.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna
Here we
dive
go,
in
here we go.
first. This is like a swimming pool.
Let's have a look here. For the Sycorax. Let's have a look.
That is really amazing.
Oh. Yeah, that is good enough to shut me up.
That is a success.
This is fantastic. This tastes a lot better than it would have been with sweet custard. I'll tell you that right now.
Although, we have to do the whole Matt Smith thing, doesn't he? Like,
He sucks it off of there.
he does.
That is really gross.
So if you want to see any of the recipes we made here today, go to our website and then tune into Doctor Who next season and enjoy. I'm guessing this was like early Doctor Who.
No. This was actually during the David Tennant years, like when they were making like David Tennant TV movies. No, but actually I'm a huge
See,
Doctor
the
Who fan
TV
from, like-
movies always screw me up because I watch it through Netflix, and the TV movies there's always like a billion of them, and I have to keep
Well, they
track.
did a whole season of like TV movies, so
okay.
yeah, so
That's why I'm missing some of
Waters
these
of
things.
Mars, Planet of the Dead, a lot of really kind of fun stuff actually.
Okay,
Hey, that looks just like my vodka.
What?
Well,
Yeah, I
we
have vodka like that in my place, huh? Really? Burnett's vodka. Okay, that's so
okay,
fun.
borrowed it. You can take it
All right,
home.
I'm gonna just put. Yeah, I'll take that. Hey,
So in